Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And a beautiful Friday it is. Well, good morning to you, my dear friends. You stepped into the hottest spot in town, and you know exactly where that is, right? That's Sunshine's Corner. It is raining on the outside, so there's no need to fret. You've got all the sunshine you're going to need here today. And believe me, when I say we've got sunshine in the studio today, do I have a ray of sunshine that's going to reach out and just touch you? And when I say I reach out for the best guest to tell you all the things that are happening that you need to be a part of, that's so important to us all here in the community. Today, I didn't lose it at all. I went to a higher height today. I've got with us today Miss Mamie Webb Hixon. She's in the studio with us today. And Mamie, look, we're ready, girl.
We are ready. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
Come on, baby.
Do up.
Well, maybe we're getting ready for something that we're going to be, look, everybody's wondering why we're wearing these beautiful pink boas, right?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that first of all.
Pink is the
in the
city.
That's right.
This would have been, let's see, we started that in 2013.
Wow.
We took a pandemic pause in 2019 after the Western scene.
I remember.
We did the Wild Wild West.
Sure did.
So for 4 years we haven't had Pink in the City. So this is going to be the epic return of Pink in the City, and we're going to roar. And the Roaring 20s. We're going to go back to Harlem Nights, the Harlem Renaissance, the Cotton Club Review. We're actually going to have people on program. Bessie Smith, that'll be Josephine Bessie Smith Mayo.
Oh, I remember.
We will have Fats Gino Rosaria Waller.
Really?
We will have Carlos Benny Clark Mitchell on the saxophone.
Oh.
We will have Zora Neale Hurston, also known as Jackie Parker.
Right.
Oh, yes. And we're going to have a tap dancer, Claudette Chapman. I had to do a little Googling to find out, were there any female tap dancers?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a female.
Then? And so, yes, there was one famous one. You know, we had those brothers who did the tap dancing.
Exactly.
So we're going to have all of that, a show at about 5 o'clock, 5:15, while you're dining in the simulated Cotton Club Cafe.
Oh, my goodness.
With food prepared by the Renaissance man, Mr. Tony Cole himself.
Go, Tony.
And I forgot, we have Cab Calloway.
Oh, I was going to say Cab Calloway's got to be in
Christian Cab Calloway Young. He'll be hidey hoing.
Oh, hidey ho.
Yes, and we have Fern Gillibo and Frankie Stoutmeyer, who will be jitterbugging and doing the shimmy.
I can see Frankie
and
now.
Charleston. Oh, hey, we can't
Frankie.
And we can't forget the flappers.
You got that right.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be a flapper.
Are you really?
Oh yes, I'm going to flap. The new woman of the Harlem Renaissance. Those were the flappers, the new women back then. Yes.
But maybe how do you come up with these? I mean, you put all these things together, and it's so, I mean, just to think, when you come back after a stay like we did, we had to stop for a while. But look how you're coming back, and everybody's roaring to be a part of this, because I know it's already sold out.
Yes, already sold out. We have a waiting list. I'm accommodating a few, so we're able to accommodate people now that I think we sold out in March. It might have been May, somewhere in there. We sold out. Way back then. And so things have changed. People have had changes of schedules, and they're selling tickets. But not a lot of people, because everybody wants to be there. But back to that idea. I was in South Carolina at an Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority convention. And so there must have been 12,000 people there. It was a regional conference. A young man walked up to me and handed me a card advertising his lounge. He said, "Come to Pink in the City." I said, "Oh, I like that title. That's where I got the title from."
Really?
But he was just advertising that all of these AKAs were in town.
Of course.
I thought, I'll take that and turn it into something. And so it turned into a fundraiser for cancer.
Exactly.
And then it grew. Now we're doing cancer, Alzheimer's, mental illness, diabetes. We have 6 focus groups that we will be, we hope, giving at least $2,000 to $3,000 to each of those groups.
Oh my God.
From the proceeds of the ticket sales. Yes. And we have these celebrities, the Wires, the Richards.
Yeah, I saw those. That's in jail.
Yes. The Roberts. We have a lot of people. The Brooks.
Right.
All of these people are in the celebrity.
The Marshalls.
Bonnie and Clyde. celebrity jail. And so they're raising funds. They need to get their bail to get out of jail.
To get out of jail.
Yes.
What a smart idea.
Weren't you one of our, from the Wild Wild West?
But no, I wasn't one of those, but I came in, I did get into the contest though.
Oh, okay.
I got in the contest and I won second place.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. So that's what these people are doing for this group. This is sponsored by the Rosa Verde Foundation, which is the foundation for the AKA sorority here in Pensacola. And that's what we want to do. We are, I guess, trying to promote health and wellness in the family health and wellness.
Most certainly.
And so with Alzheimer's in mind, cancer in mind, heart, stroke conditions in mind, all these things in mind, we want to donate.
But and did you say you're going to try to give at least $3,000 to each of these?
To each of them. That's our goal.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Isn't it? I'm so excited.
You see, you just thought she was just having a party. No, she's having a party with a purpose.
Party with a purpose. And I hope we meet our goal, at least get to 2,500 or 2,800. Exactly. But I think we are going to meet that goal.
I think you will too.
Because we're going to be at the Corrine Jones Center. If we had a bigger center, we could
go even larger.
Yes.
But you know, Mamie, I got to commend you because you have some of the brightest ideas and you come up with these things that just... And I tell you, I was supposed to be in there, me and Eric.
That's right.
And we were supposed to be there. And Eric, even back when it was back here Juneteenth when he saw you downtown.
Yes.
He said, "Oh, Mamie just said we got," and he never kept. I told him, I said, "I'm gonna tell Mamie you dropped the ball."
Yes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Pink in the City next year, we have a theme already. Pink in the City on the beach. And we will have another celebrity jail, but this time you will actually be lifeguards. You will be saving the lives of cancer patients.
Oh, yes.
Alzheimer's patients. And so to get out of jail, you need
the money.
To make bail.
That's right.
You're right. As lifeguards. We already have an idea.
So Eric, if you're listening, I know you're watching, so you got to see. We got to do this. We got to win this next year, okay, Eric?
Yes. You're on TV telling the world.
That's right.
So Allison Roberts is sitting out there somewhere listening to this because she's going to be in charge of our lifeguards in our celebrity jail.
I can't wait.
We have themes for the next 7 years at least.
Now, that's what I call work on the head. I mean, good gracious. I mean, but do you see what I mean by with Mamie, guys? She's always, and it's come so easy with her.
Yes,
it's just so easy.
It's a God-given talent.
Exactly.
And I appreciate it, and I like to use my talents.
And you do,
and I get excited about using my talents. I love sitting down organizing. I love teaching because it requires me to sit down and organize and be creative.
Exactly.
So I call them my creative juices.
Well, you got the juices? Look. I think I know who this is. Want to say something? Good morning.
Oh, okay.
My ears are burning.
Hey.
Good morning.
That's Eric.
Hi there.
Hello. How you doing, Mamie?
I am doing exceptionally well. How about you?
Yeah. I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you, Jesus, for lifting my eyes open this morning. I am so happy.
Okay, Doc. Now here's what you need to do. Get ready for next year.
That's right. We're putting them on the spot.
Yes.
Right. You have committed.
Yes, we got to get ready. Mamie, you have the same pair of glasses I have on.
Oh, do you have these too?
Yes, he does.
The same style.
You know I love my glasses. I have.
Yes, you do.
I want to have the LEWK. I learned that slang word recently. The look. It's a fashion statement, so that's what I want.
What does it?
LEWK. The look.
Okay.
I think you pronounce. I need my dictionary to see if it's the look. Or the look, but I think it's the Luke, L-E-W-K. It's like Riz. It gives me a little Riz. Now you heard of Riz, right? Yes. So we have Riz. We have Riz now.
You got that right. Well, Eric, I tell you, we got to get ready because look, we're going to be on the beach next year. We're going to be lifeguards, saving lives.
Yes. Okay. I love it. I love it already.
Okay. All right. And get your pink Bermuda shorts ready. Or your white slacks and a pink polo shirt or something. Yeah. It's going to be pink in the city. It always is pink in the city.
What's those thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger wears? What do you call them, Eric?
The slingette.
Don't wear that, baby.
Oh, those tight
those
pants.
Tight things.
What are those called? You're right. I can't remember what they're
called. Oh, Speedos.
Speedos. Right. You need you some pink Speedos. Okay, so get ready.
Get ready, because I'm not going to let it fall this time.
Get your beach umbrella and be ready.
All right, Eric. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I tell you, I knew he was going to call because he watches diligently.
Oh, good. It's good to have a
yes,
fan
it is.
like that.
It is. And I asked him to critique me. If there's something you see that I need help with, help me. But you know what, Mamie? We got so much. We're talking about the Pink in the City, how it all originated, and all the fun that you have, and the fact that you're giving to all of these organizations where there are people that really need to help. And as we approach October, that's Breast Cancer Month anyway.
It is. It is.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness.
That is it. You're right. On the eve of Breast Cancer Month, and we're also the next day sponsoring Pink Sunday.
Yes.
So at the church of your choice or at your own church, encourage everybody just to wear pink. You don't have to raise any funds. Just wear pink to support breast cancer survivors.
Absolutely.
And look good in your pink.
That's right. So everybody, look, all the pastors, all the persons that are watching, Miss Bernie Scruggs, and everybody pass the word. Tell everybody to wear pink that Sunday after Pink in the City. So we're going to paint the city pink.
We're going to, paint the whole town. We'll call it Paint the Town Pink Weekend. How's that?
There you go. Paint the town weekend.
Paint the Town Pink Weekend.
That's going to be great, maybe. I tell you, keep going because I'm so excited. I hate I missed this one, but I'm going to be ready for the next one.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm going to be ready.
Right. And should I put you on the waiting list just in case?
Put me on the waiting list, please.
Okay.
Would you please?
Yes,
ma'am.
That
would make me so happy.
Okay. One or two?
Two.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
put me on the waiting list
because I have accommodated most of the people on the current list. I need to check my email because you go to akapinkinthecity@gmail.com.
There you go.
To get on the waiting list.
Okay.
But you're going to be behind Sonshine now.
Thank you. I'm hoping to go. But look, we got the flyer on the screen. Everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
There it is.
That's the review with all of the entertainers. Now, here's the format, the layout. Make sure you arrive by 4:30 when the doors open. Go through the line, the cafe line. That would be the Cotton Club cafe line to pick up your menu, your meal from an authentic 1938 menu. And you know we have to have some up north, down south soul food. So we'll call it up north, southern soul food. Fried chicken.
Come on.
Not just ribs, but spare ribs, because I'm sure if I learned the term spare ribs in the 50s and 60s.
That's right.
Back in the day in the Harlem Renaissance,
that's right.
They had spare ribs.
That's right.
So we have yellow rice and gravy.
Oh, come on.
Not green beans, but string beans.
Come on,
I'm trying to use the terminology
exactly like it
from
was
the
back
Harlem
there.
Renaissance. So that's on the menu. Get your food. Go sit down in the Cotton Club.
Oh,
and enjoy the Cotton Review with Hazem Abdullah as none other than Langston Hughes.
Of course, he's going to be ready.
Talking
with
about
the tails.
Talking about how you remember how we did that at UWF and at then PJC. We did the Harlem Renaissance. So it's really an abbreviated Our Voices Are Many production. Remember Our Voices Are Many? You were part of that of my griot group.
That's right, sure was.
The griot chorus.
The griot chorus. I was there.
Yes,
all you gonna bring that back?
In miniature form at the Cotton Club.
Oh, I got you.
But you know what's coming up?
What?
Someone reminded me. Next year is the 100th anniversary of Black History Month.
Yes.
Get on that 100th anniversary.
Oh, I want to be a part of that.
Or 2 years. I'm sorry. It wouldn't be 2025. It would be 2026 because what was it? 1926.
It was 26. So that'd be 2 years
Carter
from now.
G. Woodson.
That's right.
So you have 2 years. So definitely, I want to bring back the griot chorus.
What's that?
I love that word griot. It looks like griot, but it's griot.
And it was so. I mean, entertaining. So much information, and you felt so a part of.
Yes.
It was just a great feeling to be there, to be among so many people.
Talented people.
It was talent there. I met a lot of people that I didn't realize had a lot of talent that they had.
In Pensacola.
Right here in Pensacola.
And you know how that started? Oral Wills called me. She said, turn to C-SPAN. Mm-hmm. This was 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
And look at this presentation. It was a person reading some poetry. I said, we have people in Pensacola who can read poetry better than that. And so that was the birth of Our Voices Are Many. I said, all right, you just gave me an idea. So I started thinking of titles and came up with Our Voices Are Many. Mm-hmm. And Reverend Ricky Duffy calls me the voice coach.
Right.
the Boy Scout, not coach.
Right.
He said, you know how there are scouts, football scouts out?
That's right.
He said, you're the Boy Scout. You're always listening to people and saying, you know what, you need to be in Our Voices.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I do.
Do you not still have my notebook?
Do you?
I sure do.
And people tease me about that too. Do not walk on my stage with a piece of paper in your hand.
That notebook
you
was
cannot
perfect.
come out like this.
That's
with
right.
Paper, reading paper. You have to have a notebook.
That's right.
But you all were so good. We do need to bring that back.
I think that will be great.
I'm actually doing a miniature version of Our Voices Are Many with this program that's coming up by the UWF Trust and some other partners. It's called Celebrating Our Ancestors. That's in October.
Oh, really?
And I think it'll be at the Commerce Museum. I believe that's where it's going to be held.
We need to get back and talk about that, so we can keep that out.
Right.
We need to get the information
I need to give you
out.
the contact information so that that person can come on the air.
Yes, please, so we can make sure we get that information out so the community can be a part.
Yes, celebrating our ancestors. So
God, that would be great.
My hands are always into things.
Exactly.
I think, what is his name? The great author wrote a book called A Tipping Point. And he says that there are 3 kinds of people: mavens, connectors. You and I are in that connecting group.
Yep.
We like to connect people to people, people to things, people to places.
Absolutely.
And then bring them all together.
I believe that from my heart.
Malcolm Gladwell is his name, in case someone is listening. Malcolm Gladwell. That's his name, and it's called A Tipping Point. So I like being a connector.
You are a very good connector.
And you too.
Well, thank you, Mamie. She makes me feel so good because, like, I get nervous around Mamie sometimes. I won't talk as much.
That's okay. We can use our T-shirt English right now.
There you go.
We don't have to make a transition to our tuxedo
That's right.
English. We can say gonna, wanna, coulda, shoulda.
All that good stuff.
I got you.
Okay, I got you.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
We can do all of that.
I got you. Look at that. I got you.
Or we can do the fact of the matter doesn't alter the situation. Or it's all right. All right. We don't even say all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Everybody, we're having a great conversation with Ms. Mamie Webb Hixon, who's always got something going on. And listen, don't forget about the event that's coming up. We're talking about the Harlem Nights. I mean, like, we're talking about all of that there with Cap Calloway. Everybody's going to be there.
And it's sponsored by the Rosa Verde Foundation. I don't want the people in the viewing audience to think that I'm putting this on.
Right.
I'm doing it through this vehicle, this organization that I'm a member of.
Right.
It is a nonprofit organization.
Of course.
And it's called the Rosa Verde Foundation.
Doing great things too. So listen, please make sure if your name is not on the list, we'll go after mine.
Yes.
After mine. But we're going to come back. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about some other things that Mamie has in the pot that's stirring up that you need to know about right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors, all when you need us most. The next time you need care, let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Animal Allies is looking for volunteers, and there are many ways that you can help. From taking care of cats to using your computer and social media skills, any and all assistance is greatly appreciated. We have morning and afternoon shifts every day or help at adoption events. You can even foster a kitty at home. And it counts towards community service hours for bright futures. Find Animal Allies Florida on Facebook and Instagram or go to aaflorida.org/volunteer.
In our democracy, your vote matters. Make your voice heard. Get registered. Seek out reliable reporting on the candidates and issues and vote on or before November 5th. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Grammar first, okay.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. You see, when we talk about things, I get so excited when I have guests like this because they're so easy. Mamie makes it easy. And for that text message that came in, thank you so very much. I appreciate that from the heart because you know what I told everybody that I work with, I said, when Mamie's coming in, I don't have anything to worry about. This is going to be a breeze because you are Mamie Webb Hixon, who does it all. And I tell you, I love the fact that, I'll never forget one time, Mamie, you called me when I was on air. You said, you just did something that we're proud of to have you on the air because most people mess it up. And you said to me that day, you said, now if you mess up, I'm going to call you too.
I remember that. I don't remember what you said.
I don't remember what it was either.
But it was right. And it was one of those typical verbal mess-ups that people make. And you did a good job. I think it was one of those sophisticated kinds of errors. Each one of you has. And you said has. And most people would say each one of you have. And I called you to congratulate you. Yeah, I believe in doing that. I think you should be complimented when your speaking skills are remarkable.
Right.
And you should be chastised just a little bit when your speaking skills are regrettable.
Right.
Ooh, that was a regrettable mistake there. You put an apostrophe on a word that doesn't need it.
Most certainly. And you see, I tell everybody, I said, ever since she did that, I said, I'm so nervous around her.
Don't be.
I'm not, because I tell you, I love you with a perfect kind of love. Well, listen, we're talking about grammar. Now, there's something else that we're going to be doing.
Yes.
And that we're going to add to a flavor to the show.
Yes.
And maybe let's go ahead and talk about it because y'all be ready for this.
Right. During the pandemic, I felt a need to do something. I wanted to do something fun with the English language. Talk about its nuances, its exceptions. And I came up one morning with grammar size. Spelled the same way as exercise. GRAMMARCISE. So it's grammar size. So flex your grammar muscles and come on every Monday morning at 7:15 via Zoom. With me and a few local people, because we have more out-of-towners, people from Delaware, people from California.
Really?
And you realize they have to get up.
Much earlier, because there's so many hours ahead.
Right. We're talking 5 o'clock, 5:15. New Jersey, New York, South Florida. We're picking up word of mouth, and I'm sending out information, and people tell other people. So we have a group of, a lot of the people on the line are some of my students receiving extra credit, of course. And just grammar enthusiasts, grammarian wannabes, I call them, grammar geeks, grammar nerds. And we're on Zoom and we discuss everything about the English language. As I said, its nuances, the creative potential of the English language. For instance, we might talk about the fact that we can create words. We can say, I don't feel like adulting today. Adult, we don't ever think of that as a verb. But then look at friend. Friend is a verb. I friended you on Facebook. So we talk about that. We talk about texting language and what the initials mean. Right now, the topic is a hot one. It's called code switching. We've been talking about that for 2 Mondays.
Code switching?
Code switching. In the English language, there's something called, or I would imagine in other languages too, switching from one dialect or one level of speech to another, just as we were doing in the first segment. We can say, oh, I like Sonshine, but she be talking all the time. Or I can say, Sonshine has a number of sterling qualities, but the virtue of silence is definitely not one of them. So I can switch.
I love it.
I'm code switching. I remember one day being at work in the writing lab. Labby, that's what I call my student employees, labbies. They are lab assistants. Said, you were on the phone and you were using some kind of dialect. I said, that was my aunt. Well, then when you hung up, you just switched without even thinking about it. A student walked in and you became professional. I said, it's called code switching. It's called switching.
I've learned something.
Switching gears from the living room to the boardroom. You have to do that. For African Americans, it's a survival skill. You have to know how to speak the prestige dialect, but you also need to know how to use your home English. I heard Jesse Jackson refer to it as cash English, your formal writing skills, because writing is a superpower.
Yes, it is.
Speaking correctly is a superpower.
Yes, it is.
You put your big W on your chest.
Right.
Superpower. And you need to be able to communicate in all settings. You know, I remember giving a reference for a former Labby who had applied to work at the Pentagon. And someone came to my office and talked to me. He said he needs to be able to talk to a person in the manhole and to someone in his office or their office.
Right.
At the Pentagon. He needs to be able to do both. And I said that makes a lot of sense because
Absolutely.
we all need to be able to switch gears.
Most
you know, when I
certainly.
see you, it's, hey girl, how you doing?
That's right.
But then on the other hand, if I come to you for a job,
That's
it's
right.
good afternoon.
That's right.
Miss Sonshine.
I understand.
yes.
I like that.
It's code, C-O-D-E, code switching.
Code switch. Got that, Eric? Code switching.
Yes. And so that's one of the topics that we're talking about now. But we may switch to bad versus badly. Do you say I feel bad or do you say I feel badly? We just talk about all kinds of things. We even talked about the pronunciation of ASK because
I saw that one.
Okay. That we did that. We have talked about a
X.
little. Right. I'm going to ask you a question. And I said, no. Let me get out of the way. Oh, should have asked me anything. And actually, everything happens organically. I don't have a syllabus prepared until during the week. I pick up ideas. Somebody will call the grammar hotline.
Right.
I call it Grammar Watch, all one word with a capital W in the middle, like Weather Watch.
Right.
I thought, let's have Grammar Watch. Let me know what you're watching and what you're seeing and what you're hearing so that we can look it up.
Great.
Someone sent me an email and she speaks very well. We talked about that, reminds me too. One of our topics was articulate, how black people don't want to be called articulate. We talked about that. But this person sent me an email and she said something about the express consent of the company. And she wrote EXPRESS. And I called, I said, you know, I'm glad you wrote this because had I written it, I would have automatically assumed that I needed an ED. But it turns out that is actually the correct way to express the express consent, EXPRESS. So I learned too.
Absolutely.
Because I am definitely a grammar researcher. Anytime I don't know, I look it up. And that's what we do a lot of on Grammar Size. So I need all of you to join Grammar Size.
That's right.
Send your information here or to me, your email address, and we will contact you every week. I send the email out usually on Saturday or the Sunday before with the topic. And do you know, most of us love being there so much we stay until 10 o'clock. It's supposed to be over at 8, let's see, 7:15 until 8.
But you see, when you're learning.
Yes.
I mean,
and no homework.
That's right. But you're right there.
No grades.
Together.
Not worried about am I going to get an A. You're just having a conversation and you're interacting with other people that you don't even know, but you have in common that subject of the English language and how it works and why it works.
And you know, I think with that, a lot of people use fillers. Get rid of that.
Exactly. Or even like, it's like,
You say that you can't complete a sentence without having in that 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And I noticed that with people as well.
Right.
And there's I call those fillers.
Yes, they are. That's exactly what they are. Fillers.
I mean, it's a filler because you really don't know how to complete the statement that you're trying to.
Right. But you know what people like that should do? Just listen to Michael Eric Dyson, listen to Henry Louis Gates, listen to all of these eloquent speakers.
Yes.
And pick up some techniques. I watch people like those that I just named and listen to them and wish that I had that kind of capability because sometimes I find myself in need of a filler or two. But when I'm speaking about something I'm comfortable with, I can speak usually very fluidly.
Right.
At least I try to. And I think the advice I would give to people is just to listen to yourself. How does that sound to you? And that's with delivering a speech, or you have to write a speech that you like. Is this something you want to listen to if you're teaching a class? You have to like what you're teaching. My philosophy is to become the I, teaching the me. Mamie is sitting in that audience. I'm boring her. I need to do something. Mamie is smiling. She likes that. That sounds good because I like to make things fun.
That's right.
One of my lab assistants said we're waiting for one day for you to come in and say, "Okay, everybody, let's dance."
You've always been that way, though.
Yes.
It's just when you see you, it's this light. You never. I told the guys. I said, we don't have to think she's. No, we don't have a thing to worry about.
Thank
but
you.
I want you've written books, Mamie. Let everybody know about your books.
Okay, a grammar book, 2 grammar books actually. One is called Real Good Grammar. It's the second edition. The second edition is Real Good Grammar 2, TOO2.
Okay.
And a student gave me that idea. Actually, I have to give credit where credit is due. When I became writing lab director at UWF in 1982, I just started putting together all these handouts with tips about how to understand when to use I or me,
right?
When to use is versus are. So I just had a huge file of handouts,
right?
And students, especially the international students, would say, "Can we take some of these back with us?" Really? One said to me one day, "You need to put this in a book." So I began to put it together in a homemade book. It was on the shelves in the bookstore at UWF, and a publisher saw it and said, "Kendall Hunt, we'd like to publish your book."
Really?
And so that's how the book was born, The Real Good Grammar. And then there's one called The Essentials of the English Language. So these books are available at the UWF bookstore, and I think they're online.
But Amazon, probably. Can you get them at Amazon?
On Amazon. On Amazon, yes. I've heard that that's where they are.
Absolutely.
But students,
I can tell you, they're on Amazon.
Oh,
See that little book right there?
Yes.
I had to call Mamie. I had to call you. Remember that day?
I remember. And I didn't know that it had come to fruition. This is great. Did. Catch the rays of sunshine.
Yes.
And do you know how many times I have corrected people on your name, your spelling? Because you told me not only how to spell it, but the origin of the spelling.
Yes.
And so when I corrected for programs, people change it back to S-U-N. I said, no. She spells it S-O-N.
That's
it's
right.
intentional. That's the thing about writing and speaking.
That's right.
Even if you say something wrong, if it's intentional,
that's
you're
right.
okay.
It's just fine.
So this is fine.
This
is what you want.
Exactly.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Bite-sized inspirations.
Yes.
And you have those bite-sized inspirations.
Thank you, Mamie. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. I'm working on another now.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Well, you can, the writing lab, we do some editing, external editing, but it needs to be, let's see, that's pretty thick. We might be able to handle that for no fee.
Okay.
But you may have to engage one of them.
This one's going to be a little bit thicker.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it.
But we have something we call the Write Connection. That's W-R-I-T-E Connection, where I provide a lab assistant who's already on duty. It's a good experience for her or him, whoever it is at the time.
I would love that.
And so I should have said for them, because that's something we should talk about one day, the singular they.
Exactly.
How the culture has changed the English language.
Most certainly.
But this person, this designated editor in the lab, will read for organizations, churches, businesses, letters that you want to send out, flyers. She'll read those for grammar, for surface features. She'll check the punctuation, the spelling. Spell check will do that.
Okay, right.
The grammar, and that's about
That's
it.
something good
This is an experience for both parties win.
Exactly, because I'm learning, because this is really my life story that I'm writing now. And it's going to be rather thick.
Don't tell it all now.
I'm not going to tell it all. I'm not even using the real names. But it's going to be great. But maybe, I tell you what, we got to go take a break. When we come back, there's another event that we've got to talk about.
Right.
When I say she's a wealth of information, this is what I mean. All I've got to do is allow Mamie to share it with us. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner. See how easy this is?
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
In our democracy, your vote matters. Make your voice heard. Get registered. Seek out reliable reporting on the candidates and issues, and vote on or before November 5th. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with a powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Keeping your family healthy can be complicated. Baptist makes it better with trusted primary care doctors for the whole family and trusted specialists at convenient locations throughout the region ready to care for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Go back to being a kid again. Head on over to Bubba's Sweet Spot. We've got house-made caramels, fudge, pralines, marshmallows, and lots and lots and lots and lots of chocolate. Looking for more traditional candy? We've got you. Our walls are covered head to toe in all the classics, from taffy to gummies and lollipops to gumballs. And don't forget our ice cream. With endless toppings and dipped cones, we've got what you're craving. Let us take you back to a time when every problem could be solved with candy at Bubba's Sweet Spot.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. I always tell you that. And I encourage you now to be a part of this conversation. If you got something you want to say to Mamie, just to congratulate her, as she does so much in this community. And I love the grammar size. Oh, I said I'm so excited about that because I can better my grammar, as my girlfriend tells me, because I always correct her.
Oh, okay.
Listen though, and when she went home with me to visit one time, my sister did the same thing. She said, I'm not going to say anything else around anybody in your family because all of you do it.
Well, good. We have to do that. Correct each other.
But I told her, I said, it's only because I love you. I said, when you walk out, I said, practice make perfect.
Yes, it does. Practice.
And I said, hey, look, I mess up, but still, teach me.
One of the grammar size sessions was devoted to how do you correct a person?
Mm-hmm.
When a person with whom you're speaking makes a mistake, how do you tactfully say something? Sometimes I'll repeat what the person said.
That's what I do.
Correctly. And sometimes I'll say, you know, I learned to pronounce that another way. So why don't we just look that up? Is it posthumously or is it posthumously? Oh, no, it's posthumously. I said, let's just look it up. And I knew already it was posthumously, but we found it together.
I told this girlfriend, I said, would you repeat what you just said? I said, say it again. Let me hear you say it out loud. She said, oh my God. But that's how, but she's so used to it now, but she's practicing.
Yes.
And she's really becoming aware before she says it.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yes.
Now, yes, somebody got a question.
Oh, question, good.
Do you feel that grammar should evolve to what? To match with the modern language we have now.
It has evolved.
It has already evolved.
It's always evolving. That's why we have this innate ability to make up words. Sometimes we know more about grammar than we think we know, or we know it, we don't know that we know it. And sometimes, unfortunately, that interferes with a person's ability to speak well, not knowing good grammar and not knowing that they don't know.
Right.
But yes, we're already at the evolution stage. It has always evolved. That's why there are words that are now obsolete, words that are archaic. That's why we have room for slang. We have received all kinds of grammar hotline calls about certain words, and I said, of course, if the word exists, it has a residence. And you know where that residence is? It's in the dictionary. You can look it up, but be careful. If it has a usage label or something that says a variant, or the label is substandard, you certainly don't want to use it in all situations.
Right.
But the evolution allows us to, that's why we were talking earlier about switching gears, code switching. You code switch. You can use that word in this context, I don't much care, but not in certain other
if I'm going to another segment.
I don't care, or I don't care very much.
Right.
So yes, I do believe in the evolution of the English language and making accommodations for it. But people just need to know when and where
to change those gears.
To switch gears.
That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I hope that answered your question. And if you've got a question, you can text as well, 850-432-7768. Well, look, don't be afraid to call and ask her.
We can do a whole grammar size session here in your corner, in Sunshine's corner one day, and have call-in grammar questions.
Yes.
Get
That
them
would be
ready.
fun.
Tell them to write their questions down. Call them in one after the other. And believe me, what I tell people is, if I don't know it, I don't make up an answer. I look up the answer.
Absolutely.
Yes, I want
that's
them
right.
to
You'll
understand
find the answer for them.
Exactly.
No doubt. Well, you see, guys, get ready. We're going to be doing a lot with Mamie right here in Sunshine's Corner. Now we're going to make a joyful noise about something.
Yes, joyful, joyful, joyful. I think about Sister Act, joyful, joyful.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't this a great title? This
Yeah.
is a great title for an upcoming event. It's a gospel competition. And you know, if you go to churches in Pensacola, whether you're a visitor or a member, we do some gospel and we do it well.
Let's do this, Mamie.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Boom. There we go.
You need to sign up. We had to extend the deadline because we didn't get any sign-ups. That was so surprising to me. With all these gospel choirs and churches in Pensacola.
And then joining this competition?
Right. So now the deadline is September 15th. You still don't have long, about a week. Please. I think you're supposed to send your video to WSRE. You sign up now. The entry date is September 15th, and there are rules. You can go to WSRE.org/joyful noise. Easy enough to remember. Just go there, please, and sign up. Or you can call 484-1219. Sign up, please. This is sponsored by not UWF. I'm getting my places mixed up. I'm all over the place. This is sponsored by WSRE PBS.
That's right.
That's our local hookup. WSRE is our local hookup to PBS. So please, and actually it's going to be it's scheduled for November 9th, featuring the New York Sing Harlem Choir. Now look at that, coming to Pensacola. It's called New York's Sing Harlem Choir. And guess what? We'll be featuring Soulful Movement. That's Fallon Erlington. Right. Yes. So they'll be there. There will be judges. We just need the choirs.
Need people to let me put a plea out.
Yes.
If you will, to all the churches. Now listen, Miss Bernie Scruggs, I know that you're watching. Okay, all of my other, I know that Miss Ardelia, you're watching. Eric, you're watching. Okay. Just to name a few of my everyday call-ins.
Yes.
What I want you to do is to help pass the word. We need choirs to join in this competition. I'm going to make it easy for you. If you didn't remember the email address, call this number and talk to somebody and get it done. It's 850-484-1219. 850-484-1219. They can give you all the details on what you need to do so that you can get your audition in on time.
Yes.
So listen, the time is of essence. We moved it because the show is going to be in November.
Yes.
This is going to be in November. Don't you want to get on stage and show your church the talent? Come on, Pastor Wesley. I know you're a choir director.
Exactly.
Come on, Pastor Wesley. I know you've got a great choir. I want to go over to Zion Hope. Tabitha, you are showing your choir every Sunday morning on YouTube. I see it every week, or you got it up. Come on. We want Pastor Brian.
Exactly.
Get your choir. Let's spotlight what they do for us in the church. They're practicing. Now let them be a part of this competition. You don't know where this may take you.
Exactly. You know where the idea came from? Henry Louis Gates Jr. had the special on gospel music. And I think it was shown at the Gene and Paul Amos studio at Pensacola State College.
Right.
And so the WSRE department, headed by Jill Hubbs, they got together and came up with this idea with Jennifer Marley and all that staff to put something together. It's going to be a part of the Foo Festival.
Okay.
In
this
November.
Is great.
Yes. Great idea.
One more choir I got to call out. When I did this show back here in May, now it's Antioch Choir. I got an inbox. So whenever there's something else, we got a great choir. Here's your opportunity.
Yes.
Here's your opportunity.
This is it.
And I'm going to call out, because I'm going to call Mr. Hammer and make sure, I know the pastor over there too, so I'm going to call them. I'm going to call Pastor Wesley. I'm going to call all of them. And make sure they spread the word, because the time is of essence. You got to get your competition, get your clips in. It won't take much. But please, here's something that and then they're going to do it at PHS, right?
No, it's actually, let's see, it's the food, part of the Foo Festival.
It's going to be a part of the Foo Festival.
But I believe that's going to be in the area. It's not listed on here, but I'm thinking
we'll find out that.
Yes,
but
we'll
what
find
we
out
need
where
now,
it's going to be. Because that's usually on the Belmont.
Down in, it's down near that way.
Area, the Foo Fest.
Right. But what we need you to do now, though, is to make sure that we get some people to be in this competition.
Exactly, because we don't want to cancel it.
No.
The first deadline was, I think, in August, and we did not receive, if we did, we received one.
Right.
And you mentioned Pastor Wesley. I believe he might be one of the MCs.
Oh, really?
Or judge. He has a part in this, has a role in it.
Come on, Pastor Wesley.
Yes,
let's get your choir. You got a very good choir. I know your choir director. Everybody who's got a choir, if you're a part of your church, tell your pastor, tell the choir director, look, you need to be a part of this. Call this number. If you want to get the information, you know how to get in touch with me. You call me for everything else.
Yes, that's good. And we need to find out, even if they have input, as to why people aren't signing up.
Right.
I think it's such a great thing for us to do in this community.
That's right.
Because we have some excellent choirs. And I think we're extending this invitation to the Gulf Coast churches as well, not just in Pensacola.
Brandon, they're at Deliverance Tabernacle. Come on.
We need you.
We need you, Tony.
We need
I
you.
heard you singing. You were on Facebook singing. Come on, Tony, bring the choir. I'm going to call all these guys up. I mean, these are the people that I've met that I know their choirs are good.
Exactly, and they can indeed make a joyful noise.
They can make a joyful noise, no doubt about it.
And think about the entertainment, the enrichment there.
Exactly.
The history
and then
there.
We got a choir that's coming from where?
From New York.
New York City?
Or we switch gears, New York.
New York, baby. But everybody, please, we're going to do this again. We got to take a break here in a minute, but listen at this. I want you to make sure, spread the word. This is utterly important. This is something that we don't get too often, that you can be in a competition, especially with the churches and the choirs. We want to show you just how much we appreciate all this hallelujah singing you do for us every Sunday morning. Let's spotlight you. Stay close. We'll tell you more about it right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
Well, welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. I can't believe that the clock ticks so fast, but my mother, I could hear her saying, well, honey, when there's something good to talk about, the time just goes so fast.
That's it.
And when we've covered a lot in this hour, but there's so much more that we need to to cover. So know this, I'm saying this live, I'm going to invite you back more times than one.
Oh, thank you.
So that we can talk about things that needs to be talked about right here in Pensacola.
That's right.
And with all the activities, all the education, and the knowledge that you have to share, I think it's important that we grasp onto what we have right here. And we got somebody who's bringing it to us, so why not? Come on, give her a
appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the fact that I'm still able to remember it. So that's a good thing.
Yes, but you know what I learned just the other day? I had Dr. Greer's husband was on with me. Mr. Hall.
Yes,
he was on, and he was saying people always says that just that I can't remember. He says as long as you active, that's gonna continue to work. So we ain't got nothing to worry about.
Okay, well that should do it. I'm predisposed to Alzheimer's. My mother had it for 24 years, but I don't worry about it. I just keep on doing what I'm doing.
Keep going.
And you know what helps? The computer. Yes. Because when you type something, what was I just doing? You can find it. Do a history. Genius.
I told him, I asked him just the other day, it was on Tuesday that he was on. I said, are you telling me when I walk in the room I forget what I went in there for? He said, may not be a sign, but we all do that.
Yes, exactly.
Now, you were talking about something else that you are working with.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I'm in a group called Together Pensacola. There are only 6 of us. We meet every Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. I said morning, I'm being redundant, but we are just a group of community activists who want to bring all of the people together in Pensacola. And because we restarted the group during the pandemic, we needed a way of bringing people together. So we do something called living room conversations. We sometimes call them community conversations. Living room conversations is a brand. The national model is this opportunity for people to come together in a forum format and discuss issues. So we discussed the Constitution, we discussed the woke movement. We've had you were one of our you've been several times.
Yes, I
have. One of the facilitators. So we have facilitators, we break out into breakout groups, small groups, and discuss these topics. We're hoping, I think the next one is going to be on anger, kind of an anger management approach. How do you heal? How do you forgive? Forgiveness versus maintaining, sustaining anger. I think that's what we're looking at. And these conversations, we typically, I do too. I definitely need to be there. So, because I have these knee-jerk reactions to things instead of sitting calmly and thinking. So we've had a number of conversations, and we want to continue them. They're on Zoom. When we do them, they're on Sundays, and we typically do 2 or 3 a year. I think the next one may be in October. You just go to the link, register. We usually have 30 people. We're looking for...
you have a lot of participation.
Yes, but not enough to link everybody. What we're really trying to do is connect. It would be great if we had 40 or 50 or even 100 if we had to go to the webinar format. But right now it's the Zoom conversation format, and you can see everybody, talk to everybody, and especially in the small groups. And then we reconvene as a big group and share. Well, what did your group talk about? What did you all discuss? You get to know people that you don't know. And just look at issues, social issues, personal issues, academic issues. You name it, religious. Well, what are those topics we're supposed to stay away from? Politics and religion. We do try to stay away.
Speaking of politics, but anyway.
So that's another thing that I'm involved in that I truly enjoy, especially the opportunity to bring people together, similar to Grammar Side. So you bring people together whose ideas you wouldn't readily hear. You know, I love watching the news. I just switch from one news network to another because I like hearing ideas from the pundits. Pundits. Okay, let's get that word.
See what I mean?
I have to think about what you're saying and then be able to see it so that you can say it. I remember someone saying, I have a laptop. And I said, so tell me, why do you call it a laptop?
You know, I've heard that before.
And, you know, it makes sense. It's a smart error. The person is thinking that you use computers usually in a lab.
That's right.
You're doing experiments. I said, well, actually, I think the origin is here. The laptop.
The laptop.
So you have to see words in order to say them. And often when you hear mispronunciations, the reason is that the people don't have any kind of audible, actually the only thing they have is audible contact with the word. They haven't seen it yet.
Right.
Okay, so where was I? Talking about Together Pensacola.
That's right. You do so much so.
So there will be a Zoom link that will go out, and I believe it's going to be the fourth Sunday. We always do a Sunday afternoon. We did a survey. People seem to prefer Sundays, but I know you know what we're going to run into in the fall, football.
Right. And you got that right. No doubt.
So much for that. And usually they are 3 o'clock until 4:30.
Oh, great time. Everybody's after church.
Right. Yeah.
And just relaxing at home.
Unless football comes on.
I'm
not a football person.
No,
so.
Unless I'm at the game. Now I want to go to. Now I love going to the game.
Okay.
But now watching on TV, no.
Oh, okay.
I can't get into it that way.
Okay.
Maybe I can't believe that our time is up.
It's up.
Can you believe this?
I've enjoyed. This has been cathartic for me. I just
it has been
so
cathartic
good
for me as well. But I mean, thank you and thank you for accepting the fact that I will be calling you back, so that we can do more. And we really want to leave on this note.
Yes.
I want to make sure that all of the pastors, the church members, everybody who's watching, if you didn't get the number, call me and I'll give it to you. Inbox me on my Facebook, I'll give it to you. Inbox me on my Instagram, I'll give it to you. And I guarantee you, you will be happy that you got involved with A Joyful Noise. We're going to have more on the show about this as well. Yes. I tell you guys, it's raining on the outside, but you got sunshine on the inside, and the clock is telling me that my time is up. How can I say thank you other than say, thank you, thank you, thank you? That's little Gomer Powell.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. But I thank you, Mamie. And we're going to do a lot together, and I appreciate you so much.
Oh, I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Guys, it's time for me to get out of here, but I want to leave it with you as I do every single day, because I mean this from my heart. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember this. If you keep God first in whatever you do, I'll guarantee you this, you will be a total success. I want you to have a great weekend. Be safe. And look, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. So until Monday morning at 9 o'clock, keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great weekend. Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.